I remember the day I saw her photo in the newspaper, her face plastered on the front page, smiling innocently. The headline screamed louder than anything I'd ever read before: University lecturer implicated in forbidden romance with student, a family secret unveiled. My heart sank to my stomach as memories of the chaos unfolded in my mind. This is not the kind of story you want to tell, but I have to. I was there. I saw it all. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Her name was Amaka. She was breathtaking. Her brown skin glowed in the sun, and her smile had the kind of warmth that could melt the iciest heart. She was a 21-year-old university student in her third year of studies. People talked about her beauty everywhere on campus, the way she dressed, her long braids that swayed when she walked, and her voice, soft yet commanding, like she owned the world. I worked in the admin office of her university, so I noticed her a lot. But this story isn't about me. It's about Amaka, and the man at the center of everything, Dr. Chinedu. Dr. Chinedu was one of the youngest lecturers in the school, probably in his early 30s. He was tall, had sharp cheekbones, and dressed like he was walking out of a magazine shoot every day. His reputation preceded him: he was brilliant, strict, and mysterious. Students whispered about him. Some said he was cold-hearted, others said he was charming when he wanted to be. I still remember the first time Amaka walked into his office. I was dropping off some files nearby, and the door was slightly ajar. She had failed one of her major courses, and she needed his help. "Sir, please. I don't know what else to do. I studied so hard," she said, her voice trembling. Chinedu didn't even look up from his laptop. "Miss Amaka, if you studied hard and failed, perhaps you didn't study the right material. Come back next semester." Amaka's eyes welled up, but she didn't leave. "Please, sir. I need to pass this course. Is there anything I can do?" "Anything." The pause that followed felt like it lasted forever. Chinedu finally looked up, his eyes scanning her face, her trembling hands, and then settling on her pleading eyes. He sighed. "Fine," he said. "Let's discuss this after hours. Come back at 6 p.m. I should have known something wasn't right from the way she thanked him. Her voice was too grateful, too desperate. That evening, I stayed late to finish some paperwork. I saw Amaka walk toward his office again, looking hesitant but determined. She was wearing a white blouse and a skirt, not too short, but you could tell she wanted to look good. I didn't think much of it at the time. Lecturers often held consultations with students. But the next day, Amaka seemed different. She wasn't as nervous as before. In fact, she looked happy. Days turned into weeks, and rumors started flying around. Amaka's grades improved dramatically, and people noticed how often she visited Chinedu's office. Whispers spread through the campus like wildfire. Some said she was being favored because she was beautiful. Others said it was something more scandalous. I didn't believe it at first, until I saw it with my own eyes. One evening, I was walking past the faculty building when I heard voices coming from Chinedu's office. It was dark, and the building was almost empty. Curiosity got the better of me, and I moved closer. The door wasn't fully closed, and through the small gap, I saw them. Amaka was sitting on his desk, laughing softly, while Chinedu leaned in close, his hand resting lightly on her knee. My heart raced. This wasn't a student and a lecturer having a professional discussion. This was something else. Over the next few months, their relationship became more intense. They were careful, but not careful enough. People noticed how often Amaka smiled when she was around him, how he defended her during lectures, how she always seemed to get the best grades. But things took a dark turn when another lecturer, Dr. Kemi, started asking questions. "Chinedu," she said one afternoon in the staff room, loud enough for everyone to hear. "You seem to have a soft spot for Miss Amaka. Care to explain?" Chinedu's face hardened. "I treat all my students equally," he said coldly, but his tone didn't convince anyone. Dr. Kemi wasn't one to let things go. She started digging, asking students about Amaka, checking her grades, and even following her after classes. One evening, she caught Amaka leaving Chinedu's apartment. That was the beginning of the end. When the story broke, it was chaos. Students protested, demanding Chinedu's resignation. The administration launched an investigation, and Amaka's parents were called in. But the real twist came when a DNA test was ordered as part of the investigation. Amaka's mother broke down in tears during the hearing, confessing that Amaka had an older brother who had been lost during a violent raid in their village years ago. They had never found him. The DNA test confirmed what no one could have predicted: Dr. Chinedu was Amaka's brother. The university erupted in shock. Amaka stopped coming to school. Chinedu disappeared. No one knew where they went, but the damage was done. To this day, I can't forget the look on Amaka's face when she found out. It was a mixture of horror, shame, and heartbreak. She had loved someone she shouldn't have, and the truth shattered her. This story is why I can't sleep at night. It's a nightmare that haunts me, one I wish I could unsee. But life doesn't let you forget. After the incident, I couldn't stop myself from asking why was Dr. Kemi so interested in knowing about and exposing their little secret affair? Was there something more to it? Well, my curiosity made me uncover a lot of shocking things that I will share with you on episode 2. If you enjoyed the story, kindly like, share, and write a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification button to get notified when a new episode is released.